Thanks, and welcome to episode 1 of True Viewer Stories, straight from the campground. This story comes to us from one of our viewers in our second YouTube build, Kathy from Maryland. She has the 1975 Roadrunner Coyote. Full disclosure, Kathy is my big sister, and this is my first time hearing this story. Kathy sends us a memory of being a curious 9-year-old little girl and camping with her family and grandparents at Wampler's Lake, Michigan. Let's get right into it. One evening, the curiosity bug bit me, and I went out exploring the outer reaches of the campground where there were more tents than campers, more trees than people, and more bohemian types than the fairly straight-laced campers you see at the main campsites. As the lights from the main area dimmed and the tent campfires grew more into view, I strained my eyes into focus at a group of free spirits circled around a hearty campfire. I saw women there wearing flowing scarves, faded jeans, and tie-dyed tops, dancing like ballerinas as the campfire flames seemed to reach out and dance with them. Then my ears drew my eyes to a very handsome man, strong features, wild coal-black hair that was only reined in by a Native American beaded leather headband. My 9-year-old brain concluded he was probably a brave warrior amongst his tribe. Looking further, he held a guitar that seemed to almost glow as if the moon was looking and listening to him as intently as I was. I was entranced by this beautiful man as he sang, "Are You Lonely Tonight?" Right then, my 9-year-old heart felt something, and I knew without a doubt it was Elvis Presley hiding out from the chaos of fans with his trusted hippie friends in this remote campground in the middle of nowhere. I swore to myself I'd never give up the secret of his whereabouts to the adults. I went out each night and sat in the bushes listening to him sing. He sang for hours, each song more soothing and beautiful than the last. It was with sadness each night when he finished singing and went to his tent, and I had to return to my mundane life and try to keep from bursting forth my secret of Elvis's location. The night before we were scheduled to return home, I remember making my way to Camp Graceland and beginning to cry tears only a 9-year-old girl in love could cry. There was no bohemian girls dancing. There was no dancing firelight. The worst of all, Elvis had left the building. I wandered aimlessly around the campsite, hoping Elvis was still there to serenade me with one last ballad. Alas, it wasn't to be. But hanging on a tree, I found the brave warrior's headband, my lungs filled with pride. Our connection was too strong. It was a sign. Elvis knew I would be back, and he left his headband as a way of saying thank you for keeping our secret. I was so proud. Elvis had left me his headband. I proudly put it on and went back to our family Shasta Compact and never took this token of affection off until it literally disintegrated in my hands. Now, as I clear the fog of childhood and think about it, the headband was pleather, not real leather. Maybe Elvis was vegan. But one thing I do know, Elvis is still the king. Isn't that a beautiful story? That is a great memory. I enjoyed that myself, being the first time I heard it. If you've got a story from a campground or camping or something like that, whether it's funny or sad or just exciting, send it to me. rebuildsbyrob@gmail.com. rebuildsbyrob@gmail.com. We'll put a link down there. But just write it up. If you want to change the names, change the names. If you want me to tell who you are, just leave it that way. I'll make some changes, but I'll read it as you write it, more or less. I just have to make a flow for a story. But send them over to me. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do this on a weekly basis and tell your stories. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back in another day or two, and I'll have some great rebuilding camper tips for you. Appreciate you.